recording? So this summer I got the opportunity to go to Nunavut and fish for Arctic char with my business partner Eric Sprott and with Alex Perrick eventually, which is a dream trip for me. I've always considered Arctic char to be like the ultimate game fish just because they are so exotic and amazing and red and coveted and inaccessible. So it's always like you're seeing pictures on the internet and feeling like you can never realize that yourself. And that is basically because it requires a fly-in trip to the very northernmost region, anything connected to the Arctic Ocean, from Alaska all the way around to northern Quebec and Labrador, anything feeding north. Aside from the extreme north where you have to fly in, there are very, very few lakes that are stocked with Arctic char. There is one in the western region of Manitoba that we are going to seek out today. We are on the shore of North Steep Rock Lake, and what we have to do today to get to this Arctic char gem is go across North Steep Rock Lake, through the bush on a portage, across South Steep Rock Lake, through the bush on another portage, and eventually touch down in Snail Lake, which likely has some trophy Arctic char. It is one of, like I say, almost zero options for accessible do-it-yourself Arctic char fishing. So it could take an hour or more just getting to the lake because there could be trees laid down on the bush trails and stuff, and we don't know exactly where the trails are. It's not like they've been driven on likely by anyone else this year. So hopefully we can get into the lake, and then hopefully we can find a spot to set up for tomorrow. I don't even think we're gonna do any fishing today, but we will reconvene right here tomorrow morning and have a char spot to fish. That wasn't even on purpose.
I know.
We have to look for the trailhead. It's somewhere along here. I don't know exactly where, so you just have to look along the shore.
I didn't see anything, did you?
Like, it's at the base of the creek, but I don't think we want to drive on the creek, so we're gonna have to wiggle through the bushes and see if we can find a route.
Even now we're on kind of marshy stuff. It's not the most comfortable place to be. It would just be like swamp underneath. You could put a foot through way easier than the snowmobile would go through, so if you got off the sled, you'd be more likely to have a bit of an issue. Because it stays insulated underneath. All the grass and snow, plus these creeks have just a little bit of warm water coming in. So you don't want to drive on them if you don't have to. Watch along here for where that trail starts. You'll just see a little opening into the bush. See there how the trees are opening? There we go.
South Steep Rock, we have arrived. Final portage, reverse, low gear. Holy! I think that's a log on the path. There's a log across the path, so I'm gonna get you to drive and I'm gonna lift your ski up over the log. Slow, yeah, slow. Keep coming. Perfect, keep going, yeah. Like, this is crazy narrow.
Do I need to give it some gas?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yeah. Woo! Nice. drone's dead, and the iPad's dead. Things are bad. One thing I can see is I'm 342 meters from it. The sensor's still on, even though I don't think it's in the air. Here we go. iPad's turning on. I don't really know what it's going to tell us, but there should be somewhere that has a map of its flight route. Enter device. Flight records. Okay. I play it on here, and I'm assuming this shows the drone path. So that's where the drone is right now, because that's the end of the path. And there's our dot. So let's see if we can walk to it. Ho 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 ho! Things are good.
Aaron, do you want to explain what you're doing right now?
I'd love to, Michelle. Attempting to recover a drone that crashed in the bush about 200 or 300 yards into the thick bush. So we're just going to charge on in there, and into the bush we go.
Like animals. Are you getting closer?
Yep. We're actually coming up to it real quick, Michelle. This is exactly right on it. Okay, so we just got to do wider and wider circles, because that was the last spot that it talked to the thing. Oh, there's a bunch of disturbance in the snow here. It was either an animal or a drone. Oh, never mind. It's our footsteps. This is its best guess. So let's just search the trees above us super thoroughly. Found it!
Where?
Right here in the tree.
Yeah, right.
Right here. Look.
What? Good eye.
I'm gonna shake the tree.
Ready when you are.
Shake the tree. Ah! Got it!
I can't believe it.
I think the arms are all intact. Let's go find that char spot. We haven't even found the lake yet.
Oh, wow. Always an adventure, and I love being outside. But let's not do that again. Little freezing cold. I don't think we mentioned that we're doing all this in like -40.
And she's willing to put on the char red balaclava. Oh yeah. When I picked that up from Princess Auto yesterday night and said, "This is for you, Michelle," she said, "There is no way." Fast forward to today, she's loving it.
Yeah, loving it.
Now the next stop is Snail Lake. Well, we didn't get here before the sun hit the horizon, but we still have some daylight. I see an awesome grass point actually on the left here, right walking down from the launch. That's always a good type of structure. And this lake has really bad visibility on both Google Maps and Bing Maps. So it doesn't give you too many hints for underwater structure, but there are several points. This looks pretty good here, this pencil reed sticking off the shore immediately when we get on the lake here. Actually, I wonder if we should just fish this. Otherwise, I was thinking about going and drill off a couple points, find a rock mud or rock grass transition to set up the sight hole on for tomorrow morning. Woo! We've arrived, we've arrived, we've arrived. It's amazing. We got a little bit of a rock extension off the shoreline here, so we can be kind of assured that there is going to be rock in the water down here, and we are going to drill a bunch of holes with the AquaView. And I've got my auger battery has been in my pants this entire time. It's the one inconvenience of the electric auger, but it is amazing other than that. Okay, good to go. I'm just going to drill a few. We'll see what the depths are, we'll see what the bottom content is. Ideally, we want to get between rock and mud or rock and grass, but if we can't do that, we'll just try and find kind of the peak of the extension, assuming there's a little bit of a finger, even if I'm exaggerating how crest-like it would be. There's going to be one spot that's a little bit higher, and we'll try and get on top of that. Let's see what we can find. I'll just drill a few before I do any aquaviewing.
It's crazy how dark it is and how much I can actually still see. It's because the moonlight is so bright and amazing. You can even see the Big Dipper.
Check what that bottom content is. One big rock down there, largely looks like soft bottom, and I think it's shallower than we want. Like, let's see. AquaView sitting on bottom. Is that 4 feet?
Yeah, like 5 feet.
Well, we have a depth reference. Let's just keep moving and see what we find. Okay, it's Definitely good chunky boulders off this. Same thing, 4 feet. Branches.
That's cool.
And no rock. It's just like a sandy bottom with a couple trees.
What are you hoping for?
Okay, the first ones were a little bit of rock, then lots of rock, and those two now no rock. So if that's the rock point sticking out here, I want to be right on the edge of the rock point, or ideally the tip, if there's a tip. And right now, since there's no rock here, it feels like we might be out of rock. There's one more hole. I'm just going to confirm that there's no rock in it.
The hue from the moon is amazing in some of these shots, Aaron.
Just glowing, eh? This is the same thing. No rock, just like some branches on the ground. That's really weird.
I would say that the peak of the rock is basically where the shack is. And we just want to be out a little bit deeper, maybe because it was only 4 feet there. That looks kind of good. It looks like it's rock on one side and silty on the other. I actually really like that. I'm just going to make sure it's not too deep. Let's see. Well, it's 6.5 feet deep, which is a little bit deeper than I was planning on doing this. It is where the rock finally started to change and transition into sand or whatever. Shallower is better visuals, but deeper you probably have a better chances of catching an actual char. 6.5 feet of water. Let's bring the shack over and get off the lake. You ready? I need your help. We'll each lift it on an end. Perfect.
Watch out for the holes.
Yep. Okay. Look at the emphasis on tomorrow. Tomorrow's everything.
Wake up.
Oh, good morning. 4 a.m. or whatever crazy hour it is came quite early in the executive suite at the Super 8 in Swan River. We've got everything left on the lake, basically, even one of the snowmobiles. So after that little 3-hour nap or whatever we had, 4-hour nap, load up the truck and get back out on the lake, see if we can find a master angler char. Diesel starts right up every time and I never even plug it in. Yes, I have a F-150 diesel. A lot of people were concerned when I bought that. The real problem with the diesel is this right here, DEF fluid. Something to do with emissions that the government makes you put in your vehicle, and it freezes. Right now my DEF system is frozen. I can't even add more, so the vehicle's threatening to govern down to 80 kilometers an hour. It's supposed to go in every 3 or 4 or 5 fuel tanks, I think, and if you have it in tow mode, it starts drinking the stuff like glug, 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 glug. I have loved my F-150s, but for the DEF fluid alone, I would just say you cannot get a diesel. It is just the dumbest thing to always be messing with. Swan River, Manitoba is basically your outlet if you want to fish the Porcupine Provincial Forest. To go chase the char at Snail Lake, or there's also North Steep Rock there. There's Whitefish Lake, where you can target master angler size pike, walleye, sucker, burbot, whitefish. So there's lots of angling opportunities there. There's also a lake called Gas Lake that I think is basically unfished, and it's got tiger trout in it, hidden away in the bush. There's also a life-size swan here. When I say life-size, I don't know what I mean by that. Hi, Mr. Swan. Ready to go?
Yeah.
Tim Hortons. I'm really hoping a coffee cheers Michelle up. You think a coffee will cheer you up?
Hopefully. I'm in good spirits. They just better be orange or bright.
She's worried about extra cooked bacon. I feel like the fate of the universe is hanging in the balance, dependent on us catching an Arctic char. And she's worried about extra cooking
No,
the bacon.
not extra.
Okay,
Just like
bacon
it, like
bacon
crispy.
Crispy, okay.
Yeah.
And drink?
Or
She's literally still talking about the bacon.
like, can you for sure make the bacon crispy?
Still
'Cause
talking
sometimes
about
they
the
say-
bacon.
Okay, then I'll get the same thing.
Unbelievable. Was it crispy? Is it crispy? Was it crispy?
Do you all read about about this or hear this, that you used to go up on Mulholland Drive and park
every night.
and visualize seeing yourself as...
Yeah, I would visualize,
This is when you were broke and poor.
Right, having directors interested in me and people that I respected saying, I like your work or whatever that is, and I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted or whatever. Drive home and think, well, I do have these things. They're out there. I just don't have a hold of them yet, but they're out there. I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years, or 3 years maybe, and I dated it Thanksgiving 1995. Just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million.
Woo! Home sweet home.
Sun up. Yes, the sun is up in the sky. What is it? What time is it?
10:20, even though we got up at 4.
Got up at 4 and spent most of yesterday getting this all ready. It just takes a lot of work. Cutting the sight hole, setting up the cameras, and we have good visibility. The rock ends kind of below our feet, turns to sand, and this is towards the shore. Lots of nice rock, rubble, and boulders. Michelle saw a what swim by?
I'm pretty sure it was a sucker.
A sucker.
Based on its mouth.
So not the target species, but it is time to deploy some lines here. We've got 4 different baits tied up. A large rattle bait. Key is to have a bright top on these baits so that we can actually see them. It's all about us seeing them, not necessarily the fish. A small baby rattle bait, a small jigging spoon, and we're gonna put a maggot on just a tiny little tungsten jig in between us for the ultimate finesse, for one to just gulp in. First drop, here we go. Oh, an Arctic char. It's not like, oh, a big dumb rainbow swims by. This is an Arctic char. Did I mention Arctic char? I'm fishing for Arctic char on a crazy little lake. It's like 3 lakes back, 5 hours from home, lots of setup time. So look out. Here comes a sucker.
As if he likes the green. Like, see how he went after the head of it?
Mm. He likes the colors more than he likes the food, the meat.
Like, it's a real maggot, and it's right in his lips. That is such a cool visual.
Think you could net him?
Yeah.
Like he was up in the hole. He tried to suck it in. Nice job.
Woohoo! A sucker!
Beautiful. So there are also suckers in Snail Lake, and he ate the maggot. He almost ate the rattlebait. Pretty bizarre. Do you want to unhook him? Perfect. You want to kiss him?
Yeah.
Nice release. Oh, wow.
Synchronized swimmer.
Okay.
Do you want me to grab him and release him better?
No, it's okay.
That's actually pretty cool. Bye.
Job, Michelle. We came here for the most exotic species that there is, and now I'm trying to catch a sucker. A small sucker. Not even a big sucker. It would be one thing was a big sucker. Oh, this is my chance. Oh my goodness, this is my chance. Please eat it. Yeah, yeah. I got him! Oh, sucker on a rattlebait! The baby tantrum strikes with a micro sucker. This is not what we came to Snail Lake for.
No, it's not.
Not quite. Whatever.
That was sick, though.
Well, the update is that it's 1:45. We've used up more than half of our sight fishable light, and we have not seen a char yet. Unfortunately, we've seen probably 8 suckers. Caught 2 of them. I have a feeling like the average size of char in this lake is quite high, which means you're not really expecting dynamic fishing. You're expecting it to be slow with a really big payoff. And we've already done the slow part, so now we're ready for the other part. Like, I'm having trouble even being able to picture what one's going to look like. And that's all I can think about. It just strikes me how nice it is out there. It's just so serene. Like, the lake just unfolds around you on every side, and it's just, I don't know, it's beautiful out there. How long does it look like till sunset?
I don't know, like 42 minutes. Like, I just am waiting for it to be like...
Okay, so can you picture what it looks like? Like, I'm struggling. Once we have our dusk hit, we'll go and fish 1 or 2 spots with the flip over shelter, maybe a bit deeper. I'm focused. I'm at work. Like, I'm just on the ball now. Like, if a char swims through, right through the middle, I won't miss it. Michelle's working a sucker as hard as she can here. Look at this concentration. What do you think? He's eating pieces of carrot. Yeah, go eat that carrot. That'll cheer you up. Watch, see if he bumps it. Yeah, he touched it. He touched the carrot. We're sight fishing for suckers deep in the bush.
Pretty intense. Okay.
This is it, isn't it? Now he wants to touch the jigging spoon. Oh, nice!
That's hilarious.
Caught the sucker. Nice sucker, Michelle.
Were we moving?
I think we're moving.
That was cool to catch him on the dinner bell. Meanwhile, there's a maggot in its face. Ooh.
That's what we've resorted to.
Exactly how I feel. But it was still fun.
Slow, delicate releases on sight fish suckers. We went right through prime time and all afternoon without seeing a char. In a normal situation, if we weren't filming, about halfway through the day, you'd probably have to pull the pin and go try somewhere else or something else. We now are going to try something else. We're going to set up the flip shelter, maybe in some deeper water, and watch for a char on the fish finder. It's weedy, not really dropping off, just turns into thicker weeds. Don't like it. See, like 40 feet away, it's like a foot deeper maybe. But I think we want to get into some deeper stuff if we can. Alrighty then, I got a spot in mind right here, point. See, right like that. So we probably want to be kind of off the tip here. At least we know we're off the tip, so if it's not deep enough here, chances are the deepest area is off here. Looks like it's 12 feet. Definitely keeps dropping straight this way. Can you verify that? Like, swivel it slowly and tell me exactly which direction.
Like a little more that way?
This way more? Here?
Yeah.
Thank you. Looks like 14 and a half feet. Let's say we fish it. 14 and a half is a lot deeper than what we were in. And it looks like in the distance, it's only gonna go down to like 16 feet maybe out there. So this is still on the drop off. I like it. Cool?
Perfect.
Just keep flipping it. Isn't it sweet how quickly it's just instantly hot in here? I'm guessing you want the dinner bell? I'm just fishing for char. What about you?
Same.
Okay, we're set up in 14 feet of water, which is twice as 2.5 times as deep as we were fishing before. It was definitely a nice break to not be looking straight down a hole. Hard on your neck when you're not catching or seeing anything. Seems to hurt that much more. What's going on? Hi, Michelle, this is getting crazy.
Long day.
We're using the same baits. You might notice we have not changed baits at all. All day in that sight hole, we did not change baits. But since we had meat down there, it's not like we really need to be trying different colors and different plastics and different stuff, because we actually had like a mealworm down there, which is as realistic as it gets for a trout. So it's more an issue of no fish coming through than using the wrong bait so far. If we get some marks that reject us and look like hardcore marks, then we'll start dabbling with different baits to trip their trigger.
Like, we have to at least see a big mark, you'd think, right?
I would have no confidence in going to any other little point on this lake and fishing in 6 feet of water if we couldn't even see one. So for tomorrow, it's like, what are we gonna do? I don't think this lake gets deep, so at some point we have to get a sign or it's just madness. We did not catch a char.
So we are gonna go back to the Super 8, check ourselves back in because we already checked out with such confidence. And then drag our butts back out here tomorrow morning.
Yep.
We slept in. That's what happens when it starts to feel like day 20 on day 3. I think we fished till 8:30 or 9 last night, so we definitely put in a really solid effort in the dark, even trying to get a char. Today we are going to just run and gun a bunch of spots because they weren't on the obvious points on Google Earth. So we're gonna try along some reed lines, maybe in some bays and some weeds, just do a bunch of different things and see if we can encounter a Arctic char.
Yes, please.
So we're just gonna see what we see at these holes again?
Re-drill these holes just because the shack's still set up. It was 13, 14 feet off this point. We thought it was a good spot last night, so we're gonna fish it at a different time of day now during the actual day since we left everything set up here. And then we'll move on real quick.
Even though we've had the last couple days the way that they have been, I still feel like a huge char can come up and just smack.
Instantly, yeah. Good positive energy. Might as well just give this like 19 minutes. Cool. I think it's gonna be such a ridiculous mark compared to those little things we were chasing last night. Our char is gonna be like this. Good to go. See, this river I walked up to and said this is where we should fish, so it'll be pretty painful if we catch them here now.
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
Kind of comes to a point right here. Too shallow. 4 feet. We should be a bit deeper than that. Okay, we'll just try a little bit deeper.
It does feel like this lake's gonna be shallow though.
How deep is that? 8. Huh. That's a pretty good drop off, maybe, sort of. Should we just fish that?
Sure.
Okay.
It's still a lot of work because it's ice fishing, but that is way quicker to set up, eh? It's like everything's just like, okay,
Yeah.
we're ready. I guess again, we'll give it maybe 30 minutes. Well, the number says 7, but this is definitely dipping down to below 8 right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it looks like rock down there, but any chance you can see bottom?
I think so.
Fine. Rock or weed?
Totally rocks. Looks
Really?
sweet.
Like huge rock?
Nice rocks. Like,
So where do you want to go now?
Back in this bay. On Google Earth, we could barely make out that underwater point.
Oh.
See the underwater point right there?
Yeah.
So it could be a weed bed, it could be a rock, but it's just point of interest.
Plus all these weeds that extend out, and it looks sweet.
Totally.
Either it's really shallow or it's still thinking. Oh, there's no way it's deeper than 10, is there? Oh, it is. Holy smokes.
Nice.
How is it that deep here? It's 16 feet and we're in the back of this bay. Maybe this lake's deeper than I thought.
So do we find the drop off or?
Probably. Probably, yeah, move closer in. What do we got? 14. Not near a drop off or anything necessarily. Should we go a little bit closer?
Sure.
I can see the pencil reeds like right here.
That looks pretty sweet.
Nice drop.
Where one of us is fishing could be 8, the other could be in 10 or 12. Okay, serious question, did we just find them?
I hope so.
Got a drop off where you can fish, I don't know, it's still only 8, 10 feet, but at least it was 15, 16 right there and shallow reeds right here. Let's see. Perfecto.
Because if there aren't some char kicking around in these weeds, in this bay.
Yeah. You know what we could do Because if we wanted to fish in like that 16, 17 foot stuff, we could just pull a snowmobile straight ahead and try that for a little bit.
Also, like right there, like the weeds get like thin in one spot. Should we try right in the middle there?
Like in super shallow? Mm-hmm. We could. I'm a little burnt out on shallow, but yeah, we could. I'm kind of burnt out on the whole lake, so yeah.
Where are the char? The baby ones, the big ones, medium-sized ones.
Okay, let's try deep water. Okay, can I flub it?
Yep.
We're going, look, just past these old holes. Right over here. Perfect, perfect, absolutely perfect. The deepest water we've ever seen. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, 16 feet. What do we know?
But there still isn't a big char on the screen.
When you say haven't seen a char yet, you mean haven't seen one in our hands, haven't seen one swim by below the hole, haven't seen one on the fish finder.
Are you sure they still stock this?
I don't know when they stocked it last. But I know people caught fish in here last winter, big ones.
Do you know what time of year? Like what month?
January and March.
Like I don't get it. Especially if there's like potentially thousands in here. Or like 1,000. How have we not seen one?
I'm out. I'll talk to you later. Shelter's about to get flipped over. You didn't want to stay here, did you?
No.
And I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted or whatever. Think, well, I do have these things. They're out there. I just don't have a hold of them yet, but they're out there.
Where do you want me to go?
Where we were last night, dead ahead.
Like right here?
Yeah, a little bit more. Perfect. Depth,
9.7?
9.7. That seems okay. Is there weeds?
Yeah.
Okay, we got a cabbage bed.
How do you know it's cabbage? Just because?
I'm just guessing. Oh, it's almost too thick to fish. We've got weeds down there, like tons of weeds. So we fished rock, weeds, drop-offs, points, flats, a little bit of everything. With this style of shelter, you've got 2 seats in a flip over mounted in the toboggan, and all your gear stays in there. So yeah, you got to throw your fish finder and heater into the toboggan, but it's just so much easier to move from spot to spot. Flip it over and be fishing instantly, rather than a tent where all your stuff's laying on the floor. It takes forever to move, and then you're reluctant to be doing any moving, and you end up sitting in the same spot all day, or maybe fishing 2 spots in a day, but definitely not fishing 5 spots in just a couple hours like we've done right now. How many more spots do we have in us, Michelle? Are we gonna need any more?
I don't think we're gonna need any more.
Oh, we found them!
Hey, I have something here.
We are in a weed bed. Michelle is marking a fish. Does it look like much?
It doesn't look like a, there's 2. It doesn't look like a normal sucker that we've been looking at. Oh my gosh!
What happened?
Oh my gosh!
What happened?
A huge fish just came and slammed this rod.
While you were working
Like
that
it
little
feels
one?
like I'm stuck on the bottom.
Yeah. You have a huge fish. So what, you were wiggling it in front of that small one, and then a huge one came and grabbed it?
Like, swipe. Is everything okay?
Yeah,
with it?
just pull. Lift up and pull. He's gonna be down in the weeds.
Look at my face. As you're sitting there.
Well, did you have no time to react?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Please.
Finally hooked onto a char, but we're in this weed bed as we
He's
described.
probably huge. I don't feel like it's really moving, but is it that strong?
It's strong and it's tangled in weeds. Like it's probably balled up in weeds. You're using that little rattle bait, so there's treble hooks that could grab more weeds. Let's just hope he's on there still. I feel weeds sort of slowly giving. It's definitely a super bad situation. There's not much we can do. Like it's,
Maybe we put the awkward view so we can at least see it.
maybe I can use the Garmin and get a gauge on how far away he is. And then I'll know where to drill. Because right now I don't know how long that leader is. So I don't know how far away he is. He could be 10 feet, he could be 30 feet. Okay, let's see. Do you see anything on this fish finder screen that looks like it? I mean, the biggest ball was right there, sort of, but it doesn't look like much.
It does look like there's something moving there, though. Like, look, the whole time.
Like here?
Yeah, that has to be him.
Okay.
Like, it has to be.
Yeah, totally. And it looks like what? His tail's just moving slowly?
Yeah.
Okay, well that gives us a good hint. I just have to go outside and get the after view. You good?
Yeah.
We gonna land this fish?
There's another one! Put your rod down! Put your rod down!
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Is it still there?
Yeah. Kinda.
So much bigger than anything we've seen, eh?
Yeah. This guy's trying to move again.
At any point he could break out of those weeds.
I know. This is crazy.
Everything good?
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome, seeing it through there.
Filling this. We can throw the fish in here when we land. What angle is that? Is the Panoptics pointed at? How many feet?
A little bit more this way even.
Really?
Yeah, just like right there.
Okay. Moment of truth.
Like it's right underneath that.
Okay. I can see him in the weeds. Don't know what we're gonna do. How deep is the water where he is?
Like 10 and a half.
Oh, geez. Honestly, it doesn't even look bad. Can you see this?
Oh my gosh. Can we put the net? Oh,
It's
not
10 feet. I could attach the net to the chisel, but or to the,
blade?
yeah.
Cool.
He looks huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've made a bit of a trench here. Gonna grab the chisel, gonna grab the landing net. Okay, I think I'm just gonna tape them together. Okay, here's our contraption. 2 ice saws connected together with a landing net on the end.
Okay, so I have to get ready in case it breaks off, right?
In case it breaks off, it'll still come up the hole for you. Otherwise, it'll be hopefully coming up this hole. Hopefully we have enough depth here.
You're almost like at it, kind of, I feel like. So I think we're gonna get it for sure.
Still don't even see my net. Which means oh, there's my net. Okay.
Oh my goodness. How do you feel?
I don't know, nervous.
Aaron Weeb, nervous?
A little bit nervous only because it's been 3 days for this moment.
It's pulling. So should I let some line out or?
Yeah, if it's me pulling it, you'll have to play it by
Oh, he's
ear.
like, is he coming out more?
I don't know. He'd have to basically swim into this net. Okay, here he is again. And he didn't break off the weeds yet. It's that line all wrapped up. If we would just cut this fish off, he probably wouldn't survive anyways. Or he could just end up breaking the weeds when we do this, right?
I know, I was thinking about that. That's why it's like we hopefully just net him.
You're letting him take slack, right?
Yeah.
Like take slack, like lower your octave if you have to.
Do you have him?
I don't know, maybe.
You do.
But then he's attached, not in a good way.
Wait, slowly. Do you feel weight?
No. Here's the line. Michelle, you better come over here. Quick, 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 quick. Yeah, grab me anywhere. Watch the hook. Watch the hook.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, Michelle. Oh my gosh, we did it. We did it. Where's the hook?
Actually worth
Where's the hook?
it. It just popped out.
So he was just wrapped in it? Was he
Yeah.
even hooked?
Oh my god.
Let me dip him for you. Oh, it's so pretty. Michelle, it is so pretty. Okay, come on. There it is, the Arctic char that we've been pursuing for 3 days. That is a female, probably 22, 23 inches. We will confirm the master angler status momentarily, but beautiful. I've got a tote, we can drop them straight in. Fish is happy, still writhing in this little tote. See what the measurement is. Master angler length, minimum size is 20 inches. And let's see what we got.
Mouth shut, hitting the top of the board here. 23 inches.
Okay, let's let him go. Let her go. There she goes!
I'm freezing!
So we have a weirdly situated, fresh out of the depths. This is the brand new baby size tantrum rattle bait with a bizarre green souvenir here.
We did it.
Mission accomplished, do it yourself Arctic char. If you come out here, a trail will already be broken this year, and as long as you're not drilling a giant sight fishing hole and trying to film every little bit of it and losing drones and trees and whatnot, you probably will have a much easier time of catching yourself an Arctic char.
Thanks for watching.